Excuse me. Kitty, scoot. Scoot. Alrighty. And we're live. And I have nobody following me yet. Nobody watching me yet. Okay. Just gonna show off some things. This is a toy Rubik's Cube. As if they're not all toys. Good morning. Good morning, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine. I am the ABCube tutor. And this is my stream. This is my 10 by 10. I have no idea what kind it is. But I'm going to scramble it. Do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Do. And we are scrambling. Massive. Do. Da da da. Do. Oopsie. Get back here. There we go. Bum 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 ba-da-da. I have a pop-up message. Who wants to talk to me? Who loves me? Okay. Good morning. Hi, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cube. I'm the ABCube tutor. And this is my 10 by 10. It has not been scrambled for a while, so I'm scrambling it. sounds upstairs. How are you guys this morning? Everyone having a good day so far? This is a massive cube, and you can see why I haven't scrambled it in a while. Ta-da! Ta-da! You guys have good news. I found a place to stay. I don't know what kind of internet connectivity it has. That will be up to me because I have to buy my own internet. So I have to make sure I've got enough internet to stream with you guys. But I will be relocating. Not that you guys will notice the difference between my camera here and my camera there, but hopefully that lagging that we've had for the last month will go away. Do 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 do. Oopsie. Pop-ups. Who likes pop-ups? Not me. Okay. Alright. Ta-da! Here's my pen. Look at my Rubik's pen that I have. It used to be on a lanyard, but that piece broke off. Can you see? There we go. And you have to line it up in order to take the pen out. Ta-da! So that's fun. I also got this. This is fun. This is a well, it's a plushie, but it's also a mechanical Rubik's Cube. My grandbabies have the plushie that is just plush, 4x4. It does solve as a 2x2. But it is, this one was, I think, a McDonald's special or something. I'm not sure. But it goes well with my collection. I should get some markers and color that. That would be fun. But no, that would that would not be fun. All right. So, what do you guys want to do today? What do you guys want me to do today? Dum 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 dum. Do 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 do. I'm in a showing off mood today. Showing off. I've shown this before, but this is an old one. This came out in '82. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. '82. It's called Rubik's Game. Never took off. But this is what the cubes were like back then. It took 2 hands to turn. There was no finger tricks. It wasn't quite this sturdy, this rough. But the game was, I looked it up online to find out. The game was that you had 2 to 3 to 6 players, and each person would pick a color or more, so that all the colors were picked. And then these are little pegs that go inside the holes of the thing. And so it's unclear whether you would scramble it first or not, but the rules were that each person would take the cube, make 1 twist, and put a peg in to, I guess, their color. And then someone else would take the cube, make 1 twist, and the goal was to get 3 in a row across, down, or diagonally of your color that had the pegs in it. So it was kind of like tic-tac-toe. But I guess they wanted they wanted a way for people to be able to play together. But instead we just started competing for speed. So this is it. This is actually the Rubik's game. There have been other games that have come along that I have a couple of. But that's that. And this is a Rubik's Cube. You zoom in on that Rubik's Cube. Rubik's had several different patterns, logos. But this, unopened, over 3 billion combinations, just one solution. I guess it's how before they came up with the 43 quintillion. I don't remember what they... yeah, never removed from box. You can kind of see how it turns a little bit. Now this is not the first batch of it, and you can tell that because it says the original. And the reason why they said the original was because the trademark had been broken. It was being overseas. Was producing it where they were not under the trademark. Also, Rubik's patent did not cover the puzzle or the shape of the puzzle. What Rubik's invented was a way to hold the pieces together so they wouldn't go flying apart. His genius was the fact that the pieces can twist in all 3 directions and still hold itself together. And so he patented one particular way of holding the cube together. Other people came up with other ways of holding the cube together and broke his patent fair and square. Sometimes I just love twisting the cube and not caring what it does. So ABCube, AB formula. A is 4 moves, B is 2, B is 8 moves, and with that you can solve every complexity Rubik's cubes. You don't have to learn parity algorithms. You don't have to memorize. Don't have to assign each layer a name each, and then have clockwise and counterclockwise, or prime and anti-prime, or whatever you guys do. So because A brings a color to the top, B moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you need to do. I will do the corners on this and then move on. All right, I like to do... Stop moving. My camera is moving. Ta-da! Okay. Alrighty. I start with yellows. So I picked this corner. This corner is correct because I picked it. And I'm going to make all the rest of the cube match. Not today. Alright, so the first thing I do, I'm ignoring everything but the corners. Whatever cube I'm working on, doesn't matter. Every cube has 8 corners. We do the 8 corners the exact same way, whether it's a 2x2 or a 10x10, like this. So I'm choosing yellow to begin with. I'm ignoring everything but the corners, and I'm ignoring everything but yellow. So I look at this corner, and I say, is there a yellow somewhere on this corner? And the answer is yes. But if the answer is no, I would look at the corner below it and say, is there a yellow somewhere in this corner? And as long as there's a yellow somewhere in one of these 2 corners, formula A, using the bottom row and the right column, will bring that yellow to the top face. And that's the first thing I'm going to do, is bring the yellow to the top face. If the answer had been no, I would rotate the bottom row by quarter turns until the answer is yes, because formula A is going to move these 2, and so if there's not a yellow somewhere here, that's going to be ineffectual, and you can do it till the cows come home, and you're not going to get a yellow on top. All right, so bottom row, right column, and these 2 are going to switch. So the first thing I'm going to do is move this piece away from the action, just protect it, and then I'm going to move this space down. Really truly am. Okay, and then I bring this cube back into the space, and the cube in the space back up again. Boom. Okay, is my yellow on top? No, not yet, so I'm going to keep going. Bottom row, right column, up, down, in, up. Is my yellow on top? Yes. Slide the top row, and only the top row, to protect that. Is there yellow somewhere on this corner or this corner? The answer is yes. So out, down, in, up. Is the yellow on top? No, keep going. Out, down, in, up. Okay, yellow's on top, slide it out of the way to protect it, keep going. Is there yellow here or here? Yes. So out, down, in, up. Okay, first step is to bring your chosen color to the top. We're looking only at the corners, we're ignoring everything else. And then we look to see whether the corner has three colors, not just one. So we're looking at the other colors to see if they match to each other. And either all of them will, none of them will, or one side will. And so green does not equal red, orange equals orange, blue does not equal red, blah, blah, blah. So if all of them match, then you proceed to the next step. If none of them match, it doesn't matter which way you hold the cube to proceed. But if one side matches, you put that matching side facing away from you. Formula B is going to move three pieces around. It's going to be these three pieces. And then I'm going to, then we'll proceed from there. So it's one row, two columns. I'm working on the corners, so I have to use the columns that affect the corners, which is the outside columns. So one row and two columns. And if you look at B, for every left there's a right, for every up there's a down. It's a commutator. It's a mathematical zero. It's only not going to change anything except for the three pieces I want to change. So if this were, whether this is the first step I'm doing or the last step I'm doing, it's not going to alter the rest of the cube that you've may have already put into place. So top row, first up. Ha ha ha. People ask if the larger cubes are harder than the smaller cubes, and with my formula I say no, because we do them all the exact same way. However, when you consider that you have to line up line everything up so that it will turn, it is technically more difficult. Up, up, down, down. So that's the only thing that's harder, is the actual lining everything up. Okay, this cube stayed the same. These three pieces moved around, and we didn't lose our yellow. We're just going to use formula A to bring the yellow back to the top again. Out, down, in, up, and again, out, down, in, up. Okay, yellow's on top, slide it out of the top row to protect it. Keep going, formula A to bring this up, out, down, in, up. Again, out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top, slide to protect it, keep going. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. And now my top four corners are correct to each other. Okay, and all we used was A and B. A brings the color to the top, B moves pieces around, A brings it back to the top again. And so the first four corners are done the exact same way as the second four corners, or the second four corners are done the exact same way as the first four corners. You just have to know which color is opposite yellow, and it will be a color that is not touching yellow. So it is white, but not all cubes are standardized colors, but the big ones are. Okay, so these ones, white's already on top. I'll start with this one. And I'm abandoning the yellow, because if I look at the yellow when I'm in the middle of the next step, it's going to look like I've messed it up and start over again, but I haven't. The yellow is going to take care of itself as long as I don't twist the cube in the middle of doing my formula, my A to bring the whites to the top, or my B to move them around, because they're commutators. So A to bring the white to the top, out, down, in, up. Okay, again, out, down, in, up. Okay, white's still not on top, so we're going to keep going. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. White's on the top. Slide the top to protect that. Keep going with this one. Again, I'm not looking at the yellows because they're going to look scrambled, because I did not finish my step A, my formula A. So out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. And now that my whites are back on top, now I can look at the yellows and see that they're still happy with each other. Nothing has changed. All right, so again, whites are on top. Do the side colors match? Green does not equal orange. Orange does not equal red. Green does not equal red. One side matches. If none of them matches, it doesn't matter which way you hold it. If one side matches, it goes to the back. And we do formula B. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. This one stayed the same. These three moved around. And formula A to bring it back to the top. Out, down, in, up. Again, out. Line up, down, in, up. Slide the top to protect the white. Keep going. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Excuse me. Slide the top, one more. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Okay, whites are to the top again. This time the sides, stop turning. Sides match each other. Rotate the top row as needed so the top and bottom match each other. And now the corners are correct to each other. On a 2x2 that would be solved. And on every other cube it shows those corners will dictate what color the face is going to be. We liked to cheat and look at the center piece on the 3x3 because that never moved. We don't have that that is no longer applicable when you have an even number cube or anything with when the centers are not the absolute center piece that doesn't move. If a piece moves, then you can put it on any color you want. All right, so the corners are done for this. The next step that I would do, you can work, there's no order of operation in this method. You can do whatever order you want. So you can do the centers first, you can do the centers last, you can put and pair up your edges if you want to, but I always found the way I do it, instead of let's talk about pairing up edges. Here's a white and orange. Instead of looking for the other white and orange that is in the same layer and then putting them together and doing that for all of my pieces, I don't spend time looking for any particular piece. I just hold the cube and find a piece that wants to be, that is not where it wants to be, and use formula B to throw it in the direction of where it wants to be, and they match themselves up as they go along. So I'm not spending time looking. I just find it in place, and then just so there's that. Also, another reason why I don't do inside out, don't do the centers first, is because of what we call a parity. A parody's a lie. There really aren't any, but if one shows up, the cubist math is inherently honest, and a parity is a lie. A parity is where it looks like there's two and only two pieces that need to be switched, and everything else looks correct. If it were correct, you wouldn't have a parity. So what there's always three pieces. If you only see two, like this one wants to be here, this one wants to be here, the third piece that you do not see is the center row that touches that parity, and that row is a quarter turn off. So if you take the row that touches that parity and rotate it 1/4 turn either direction, that parity has now disappeared, and instead of having two pieces that are wrong, you have three edge pieces, and you know how to place those. And if you don't, you can do it with formula B. So there'll always be three or more pieces to move. You can get a parity on the corners, you can get a parity on the edges, but you cannot get a parity on the centers because of the mathematics of the cube. Let me move to a smaller cube. On a 3x3, when you take a cube apart and put it back together again, you have to put it back together again in the solved state, or you risk the possibility of the cube being in an unsolvable state. So for instance, if you assemble the cube and one cube is flipped, it's impossible to fix by twisting. So you'd have to take that piece out and put it back in again correctly, whether it's an edge piece or a corner piece. But when you get to pieces that can be correctly placed, I'm using correctly in air quotes here, my corners are done here, so I can use this as an example. Here's a white edge piece. It's a diagonal edge centerpiece, diagonal centerpiece. This centerpiece could be correctly placed next to the red, white, and blue piece, or it could be correctly placed next to the red, white, and green piece, or it could be correctly placed next to the white, green, and orange piece. It could be correctly placed in either one of these positions. And since every diagonal centerpiece, every floating centerpiece can be visually correct in one of four places, it's impossible to have a parity. You cannot have just two pieces that are out of place, because you can always switch three pieces around, and while it looks like two, you'll be moving three pieces. Two of them will be the same color, so you can't tell the difference unless you're paying attention, unless you're watching the pieces themselves. So parity can happen. It's a lie, 1/4 turn, and it's undone. And you don't have to, you can memorize the parity algorithms. But when I teach people, I don't teach them that, because there's no need. The entire cube can be solved with just formula A and just formula B. All right, so how you guys doing? You guys all having a good day? You guys all having fun? Sorry I was absent for 2.5 weeks. I was recovering at my son's house, and I will let you know in advance. I will be here tomorrow, but after that I'm going to cat sit for my son while they're out of town for the holiday. So I will be away from my camera setup for a week after tomorrow. But then I will be back, so please remember me. All right. So I'm just going to, this will take forever to solve, but it was fun to turn. But the same method that solves this cube, nothing new that you have to learn, other than just a single quarter turn if you have a tricky spot. So that's it. I'm gonna go now. Go have a good day. Be nice to yourself. Get sunshine. Drink water, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye, you guys.